Ladies and gentlemen, here we go with game number 1 between Complexity Drewby and Millennium Stefano. Oh my god, we get to cast Stefano. I'm so happy.
Yeah, man, this is going to be awesome. Of course, Stefano, just such a good Zerg. I love watching his ZVT style, man. It's very similar to a couple of players like, of course, Nesty and Zenex's Life in Korea. You know, where he won't just go for that, you know, super mass mute account. He will concentrate a little bit more on that ground army, get a lot of upgrades, gets a ton of Zerg and Baneling with Baneling speed, of course. And then just keep taking tons and tons of bases, man.
Yeah, man.
I love his macro style too, man. I'm so glad, you know, he's not one of those players that'll just, you know, keep making drones until he like notices that something's up and then make units. He'll alternate. He'll make drones, units, and you know, it actually allows him to defend when there's some attack coming that he might not have seen.
It's awesome. And you know, Stefano, did you know that Boxer actually commented on Stefano's style? I don't know if you saw that.
What did he say?
He said he's code S level.
There you go. Bam.
And when Boxer says it, man.
You know it's true.
Yeah, man.
You know it's true when Boxer says it.
Because he's like, he's a really good player, but on top of that,
he's coach of
he's the
Slayers.
Best coach, I think, in the world.
He knows what he's doing, man. You can see every single player coming out of Slayers is just so good, man. I remember the other day on the weekly, we saw some random player called Crank come out from Slayers. Nobody had ever seen him before, and he just starts tearing it up, doing so well, this new Protoss player. So Slayers clan is just off the wall, man. So you know that Stefano is good.
I know, baby.
If Boxer says it, man.
I would love Stefano to actually go over to the Slayer's house and train with them.
Oh, man.
How sick would that be?
That would be so sick, especially with some of the EG players doing that too. Like, just like have all this like player interaction.
Could you even imagine like Stefano, Idra, the Muslim in the same, and Huck,
MMA,
and
like,
MMA
come on,
in the same house?
Don't forget all the Koreans in there, man.
Well,
like,
yeah, just think of the foreigners.
Get,
but
like,
even that house alone would
like
be absolutely disgusting.
Oh.
Who's Teja?
You're such a troll, Andre.
I ask you that every single time you say Teja.
Every time. It's no secret I have a man crush on Teja, man.
I know.
But I think that might be illegal. I don't think he's 18.
That's cute, man.
Yeah, I know.
To each his own. You better watch out.
Yeah, I'm going to get thrown in jail for life.
No. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You're going to get thrown in jail for life. Well played, sir.
Yeah.
Well played.
Got it, man. Got it. So what do we see from these players, man? We saw Stefano get this gas up pretty early after dropping that hatch.
Yeah,
so he wants to get that speed really, really early.
Which makes sense. It's a pretty big map. You want to get that metabolic boost out as soon as possible. That way you can just start traversing all around, get control of those watchtowers, and deny your opponent control with their Hellions, which is probably what we'll be seeing.
Yep, Reactor Hellion expansion for sure coming out of here from Drewby. Granted, he could just, you know, transition a little bit differently, add on like a starport or something instead of expanding. But most players in this situation will just make a couple Hellions, take their command center as well, go for that earlier expansion while they put a little bit of pressure on the Zerg. Most of the pressure is just, you know, denying creep threat, denying map control, and denying that third base, and you know, preventing the drone from ever leaving to go take that. But probably won't do that much damage. Most Zergs are able to, you know, prevent the Hellions from like running by and killing drones nowadays. So. Just going to allow him to deny that map control, which is so important for Zerg players at the early stages of ZVT, because then you have no idea when some type of marine tank push might be coming towards you, and it's a little bit harder to defend when you can't see something coming.
Yeah, so for now, Stefano, obviously he's going to build on his Zergling count for a little bit. He has a Spine Crawler coming out, just added defense, but they're in cross position. That's pretty far away, so really both players shouldn't be expecting any sort of all-ins. I think that would be really silly on a map like this. Artifice.
Yeah, man. It's cross positions. We could have an awesome macro game, and there it is. Drewby is definitely playing that manner macro style, man. Dropping that quick third command. Nope.
Okay. I was like, they're gonna make it up there.
That would have been great, but he didn't. He didn't try to move it up. Oh, juked that marine. That marine feels so silly now. He's gonna like have to go explain to his friend why he turned away from that Ling and let it live just for a couple extra seconds. I don't know, maybe you won't be friends with him anymore, but that could have been huge, man, if he had seen that command center. So he might instead need to like sacrifice an overlord, but no, I'm looking around the map. Stefano doesn't have any overlords anywhere near Drewby's base, so he's been very, very conservative with his overlord placement, just has them around his main base instead to watch for any kind of drops coming in, etc.
Things are just settling down. We can see 4 gas already taken for Stefano, but we don't have a lair out yet.
Wow.
Which is very
4
peculiar.
gas, no lair?
What do you think we'll be seeing?
Well, you know, I would expect maybe he'd throw it on the Baneling Nest and just have insane amounts of Banelings. But we still don't see the Baneling Nest being thrown down. And there it is. Okay, there's the lair. Yeah, you really can't. There's not much you can do with 4 gas without the lair on your side. So we'll probably see some Evo chambers get thrown down so you can get those upgrades with all that gas. That is what I expect, but I am just surprised that we haven't seen him thrown down already. There's the Baneling Nest. So he's just doing all that maybe just a little bit later than what I'm saying.
Maybe he's just churning
drones, man.
Churning out drones, man. Just trying to get a huge amount of gas. That way, a little bit later on, when his Spire maybe pops up, he can get a redonkulous amount.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the style we usually see from Stefano. It's possible that's what he's going to go for here since it is such a big map. He can use that mobility to his advantage. But yeah, he's just pumping drones. Look at that. 7 more drones on the way now. And he's already at 50 drones to 34 SCVs. So it's going to be up to 57 to 34. That's going to be pretty crazy. Stefano's going to have a nice little economic advantage here. Now, of course, Drewby does have triple orbitals, triple SCV producing, and triple muling. So his income is certainly not behind. It's actually ahead. Look at that, man. 37 to 56 harvesters. And he was actually, he was actually ahead on the income. That's just absolutely insane.
Yields pretty good units.
Pretty good indeed.
Now, I like what Drewby's doing, just going out here, denying creep as much as possible. Actually, Stefano cancels one of the creep tumors. Very intelligent of him. He doesn't want to constantly have to use up too much energy. But he does have a 3rd queen, so it's okay. But, of course, he wants his creep trade as best as possible.
He does have that Spire on the way too, man. So he is going to be going up to Mutus, and I'm curious, man. I'm curious to see, are we going to see him actually go for that mass Mutus style where he just gets like the biggest Muta ball ever? Oh, nice Baneling explosion.
Very nice.
That was just
very
so
uncharacteristic
sexy,
of Drewby.
Yeah.
That really should not happen at all. Hellions are very, very fast. They're superiorly faster than their counterpart Banelings.
Indeed they are.
Oh, man.
Of course.
You did it, and then I had to do it.
What? Oh, the cracking of the neck.
Sure that the microphone picked it up.
Oh, bad habit of mine, man. I got all these bad habits, but... you know, so what I was saying, I'm curious. Is he going to go actually mass meter? Is he just going to make a couple so he can do a little bit of harass, you know, deny the drops, and then go into a more of a ground-based style? You know, it's really tough to say at this point. But he is taking that 3rd base and 4th base. He's double expanding here, so he'll be able to get quite a bit of gas available to him. And look at that. We do at least see 9 on the way here. He is continuing that meter production, 10 now. And he's getting the upgrades as well, so he does want to continue into this. So we will see Stefano just going to quite a few meters here. We'll have to see how well Drewby's able to defend. He does have 5 turrets on the way now. So it looks like he's just setting them up all over the place in his 3rd, in his natural, in his main. And of course, near the outside of his main in case those mutas trying to skirt in towards those production facilities.
You know, I do love the positioning of these turrets, except these 2 on the top right-hand corner. I would love them to be a little bit downwards, covering that mineral line. It's unnecessary to put them all the way up top there. But what he's trying to do, the reason people might ask why isn't he putting it towards the mineral line, it's so that he can retain space. He can always build out here. That's why we see additional barracks coming out here. And, you know, it's a good way to just zone out these mutas, stop them from coming in doing, you know, immense damage on the production line.
Yeah, I'm not so against this this placement, except that I would like them both to be on top of it, you know, like right next to each other. Yeah, because then, you know, the mutas can't like engage into one back and forth and prevent the other one from attacking. So that's why we usually see like the Korean players place them right next to each other so that they are both engaging at the same time. Exactly. Look at this creep thread from Stefano, man. This is insane. As soon as he got rid of those Hellions, his creep is just exploding all over the map, and he's got 4 bases now up and running. He's going to immediately throw down those extractors. I do believe the 4th already has the 1 extractor up. He hasn't thrown them down yet at the 3rd, but I do expect that pretty early on. Some Hellions are going to come over here, force some aggression, but the mutas can easily shut those down, prevent them from accomplishing anything at all, other than dying, of course. And I feel like Stefano is going to take a pretty big advantage here, just given how many bases he has and how much of an economy he has. I mean, Drewby did go for the early 3rd base, but look at the drone count, man. 87 drones to 66 SCVs right now. So the income from Stefano is just ridiculous. And once he gets up to that, what is that going to be? Seven gas count. It's going to be insane. And yeah,
he's going to go higher than that. Look at that 5th base coming out for him with 2 additional gases. So that will get him up to 9 gases. That is The scariest thing you could possibly go against if you're Terran.
What
well,
about like
11.
10 gases?
Okay, yeah.
11,
okay.
12, maybe. I mean, I'm just nitpicking.
No, it's not as scary.
It's a joke, but
it's not as scary.
It's very scary. I think that's the point that needs to be addressed here. It's very, very scary.
Uh-oh.
And he's got to be careful with those mutas. Nice, good reaction times. Does pull those back. Doesn't take too much damage here. Now, look at the upgrades, man. We do see Drewby is at 1-1 with 2-2 on the way. Meanwhile, Stefano is only at 0-1, though. He does have 2-0 on the way, but with only one Evo chamber. I mean, he did have that earlier gas. I thought maybe he'd go for some more Evo chambers. With only one Evo chamber, he is going to fall behind on the upgrades here, and that'll be, you know, Drewby's saving grace. Very
peculiar push out right here. I don't know what Drewby's doing. Maybe he's just trying to get space there. You know, he's trying to force the creep to recede as much as possible. This creep has gotten very, very far up in the field. It looks like half map, and this is a pretty big map as well. So Drewby does have center control. What does he do with it right now? Or, I mean, what can he possibly do with this space?
He's got to be very cautious. You don't want to move into a dangerous position on creep with siege tanks where you're going to get surrounded by banelings, of course. So I think what he needs to do is push around, pick off as much creep spread as he possibly can in every direction, not just in one direction. And maybe you put a little bit of pressure on these bases. I mean, Stefano's been so greedy. Look at that. He took like that base up above the 3 o'clock as well. Yeah. So he like double expanded. I mean, think about that. When he went mutas, he double expanded, and then again he double expanded up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases against the 3 base of Drewby. So that's pretty darn greedy. I wish Drewby would punish that instead of going straight towards the main here. But oh my God, Bane's speed not quite done yet, and he's going straight for the engagement, man. This could be very risky. The Marines are so well spread out. The Bane's going off on some of the tanks, some of the Marines as well, and oh my gosh, he kills the entire army from Drewby with seemingly absolute ease. Unbelievable bust there from Stefano, despite the upgrade advantage that Drewby had. Really amazing break.
It looked like it was almost like an overkill. There were so many banelings in there. Of course, he didn't even need speed, although speed, as you said, was just finished. Let's look at the units lost. Yeah, actually, Stefano lost more in that last battle. I think he overmade banelings.
I don't think so, man. I gotta say, I think, yeah, he lost more, but he can. He's on 6 base versus 3 base. I don't think he cares. He was at 200 when that fight happened, and he just like is remaxing very fast. I don't think he cares at all about the units that he's sacrificing here. Look at all these Zerglings here he's ready to go for an attack with. He just has so many bases. Granted, 2 of those bases really aren't saturated. They're mostly being used for larvae, so we'll like to see him get a couple more drones over there. But he's already got his Greater Spire on the way. He's continuing his upgrades as well. Now, yet again, the thing that scares me, though, that Drewby does have 3-3 on the way, but Drewby keeps throwing away units, man. Why would he just send like 3 Marines and a tank randomly?
I think he had a bad rally or something.
Yeah, that's really, a little unfortunate, and he's just, he's just adding on his 4th command center now.
Stefano losing all of his Mutalisks. They were flying around in the main, but they just cannot get out. That's a big problem with trying to go and harass in the main. I mean, you're basically boxed out completely, and you're flipping a coin a little bit.
Yeah, it's almost like he maybe was like trying to get rid of some food so he could make those corruptors for broodlords, but probably should just use the lings for that instead of the mutas. But oh my God, he's continuing to send all of his lings as well as the reinforcements to engage into that army of Drewby there. Was trying to put on some damage at the 3rd. I don't think he did quite as much as he probably wanted to with all those units he sacrificed, but it's 85 drones against 51 SCVs right now. Yeah. Stefano's economy is just off the wall, and he has all these corruptors coming out, man, with his Greater Spire already done. I don't think Drewby's going to have any response to these broodlords, man. I don't think he's expecting them to be this early. He clearly only has tank, marine, medevac. Needs to either get some Vikings, Thors, or Ghosts, man.
Well, how many times do we see broodlords coming out at the 19-minute mark? That's just so uncharacteristic of any matchup in general. So, Stefano again showing his dominance. And, one thing for Drewby, he does have... I'm sorry?
He's got a drop in the bottom. That's what he's got going on, man. 6 o'clock base. Nice drop over there. That expansion. Stefano sent all of his lings in one angle, and the medevac is actually keeping all the Marines alive, so he just lost every one of those lings. Now he can kill off some of the drones, but Stefano is sending his entire army over there, and of course, he did lose the base up at the 2 o'clock position while that was going on. So actually some nice harass here by Drewby, and he's starting to even up the food count, man. It's actually 177 to 175, so Stefano might just be in some trouble.
Another drop at the 3 o'clock position, and it looks like at the natural's going to get cleaned up very easily. Looks like he just gets fungled and corrupted to death. Now this one hatchery is under attack, 357 health, but Drewby is not focusing it down.
But he critically pulled the army of Stefano out of position, and now he's attacking into the third of Stefano. Oh my god, this is amazing multitasking from Drewby, attacking at so many places at once. Stefano desperately trying to hold it off, sending down some infested Terrans, some fungal growths, but it's not enough. This army from Stefano, I mean, this army from Drewby is doing an insane amount of damage, but here come the Broodlords. This is going to be the saving grace here for Stefano, but look at how many bases he's lost in the process, man. He lost the 2 o'clock, he's now lost his third. The base at the 6 o'clock does not have any drones over there. Now the Broodlords will force Drewby back, but that was such a good play by Drewby, man. Drops all over the place, and that attack at the third all at the same time, and he's still got that drop going on. Look at how many drones are dying to that drop, man. Oh my god. Oh, Stefano continued to send his drones in there. This is absolutely insane. The workers kill tab showing 30 that Drewby has killed here. It's now 67 drones to 51 SCVs, but here comes the counterattack from Stefano.
Oh man, a big momentum swing right now for Drewby, and Drewby is just taking out expansions left and right. He's put his opponent only on 3 base, and
one base mining.
Yeah, 2 of which are all mined out. He doesn't have any minerals over here anymore. So Stefano, all of a sudden, from rags, or from riches to rags, I should say.
Yeah, he just did not have the map control, I think. So we did not see all those attacks coming at once. I mean, that's really the problem with losing those mutas, man. You can't deny the drops as easily. And as soon as the mutas die, Drewby's like, bam, snap decision.
Oh god, fungal growth going down, and the Marines get splattered. Will it be enough, though? That's the big question.
A critical miss micro by Stefano. He move commanded his Broodlords over the Marines instead of attack moving while that fungal growth was on. And due to that miss micro, he calls well played. It leaves the game. Oh my god, Andre. And Drewby now has a 1-0 advantage in a game where Stefano was on 6 base versus 3 base for over 10 minutes. That's probably an exaggeration.
Yeah. Blink of an eye, man. Drewby, well, I think critically, you know, going to the Broodlord tech, I think it was great, but he sacrificed all of his mutas and all of his Zerglings. Why do that, you know? I know he didn't actually mean to do that. He was trying to get, he thought his advantage was a lot bigger, but he left a pretty critical timing open for Drewby to just take advantage of him. And you saw just 3 expansions go down in like 2 minutes.
Quickly. Yeah, basically, Drewby saw, okay, I just killed off the majority of his mutas. Now he can't have that map control. He can't be mobile. He can't deny me from attacking as well, so I can move out all of a sudden. I'm no longer contained now that I don't have the threat of the mutas. That's why it's more important to keep the mutas alive than it is to do damage with your mutas. So after he lost them, Drewby was like, bam, I don't have to worry about that anymore. I'm going for double drops. He sent 1 to the 3 o'clock, 1 to the 6 o'clock, and he moved his whole army out at once. That's how you can really see, this is just a perfect illustration in this game of why you can't afford to lose your mutas in ZVT. As soon as that happened, killed off the 6 o'clock, all the drones, killed off the hatchery, killed off the 2 o'clock, and then, the 2 o'clock, not the 3 o'clock, and then had his entire army over there, you know, at the 3rd, and Stefano had his entire army out of position. Yet again, that one control group syndrome, man, sent his entire army all to go deal with 1 drop of like 6 Marines and a medevac, then had nothing in position to actually deal with the push. He was able to kill off another base. Stefano was down to just 1 base when Drewby had just gone and double expanded. And remember, critically, that Stefano was behind on upgrades all game long, literally all game long, since Drewby had the double eBay and Stefano only had the 1 Evo chamber. So just really well played by Drewby, you know, just staying patient and using his opportunity. And unfortunately, just some key mistakes there by Stefano.
But really cool stuff from Stefano coming out still. I thought his play was very impressive, but congratulations, Drewby. He's going to take the first game. We're going to moving on into our second game. It's going to be Complexity Drewby against Millennium Stefano. Stay tuned, everybody. More action coming your way.